Funny how your life can burn to the ground in a single morning. One minute you're on top of the world, and the next you're standing ankle deep in ashes, wondering how much fight you've got left. That's me right now, frozen in what used to be my late wife's dream house, my promise to her, now bulldozed into a million splinters, while I was 1,000 miles away, serving the people who elected me governor. You ever watch your whole world disappear before breakfast, all because one person wanted to prove they could? The air reeks of diesel drywall and something meaner, petty revenge. There's twisted rebar clawing at the sky chunks of concrete where Elaine's infinity pool once shimmered, and water running down the ravine like it's grieving too. At 6:47 a.m., an email hit my inbox, demolition authorized for unpaid HOA fines. 38 grand, they said. Unpaid. Vivian Pritchard's favorite lie. She knew damn well I'd paid every cent twice had the canceled checks and receipts to prove it. She just wanted me gone. But what Vivian didn't know 3 weeks ago, I got sworn in as governor of this state. If you've ever had your home or your dignity bulldozed by someone waving a rule book, drop your story below. Tell me where you're tuning in from, because this is how you bring down a tyrant who made a $4 million mistake. Let me rewind. 6 years back, Elaine, my wife, was sketching house plans on the backs of restaurant napkins, building dreams out of thin air even as cancer hollowed her out. She fought it for a year and a half, but in the end, what she left me was a blueprint and a promise. Build this house high on the ridge, floor-to-ceiling glass, facing the divide barn timber that had seen 100 summers, an infinity pool hanging off the edge of the world. Build it, she whispered days before the end. Promise me. So I built it. I hunted down the timber, the river rocks, the glass. I found craftsmen who still knew how to make things last. I listened to the mountain wind whistle through her steel and glass atrium exactly like she drew it. I moved in Ridgemont Estates' fancy gated neighborhood, 340 homes supposedly peaceful. Lasted all of 8 months. Then Vivian Pritchard showed up, 61, helmet blonde, decked in turquoise like she was the queen of Santa Fe. Always in her white Escalade license plate, HO Press. 9 years HOA president. Nobody ever challenged her. Her husband Garrett, ex-state trooper, ran security for the HOA and treated every barbecue like a stakeout. My trouble started the day I painted my trim a smoky quartz Elaine's pick. Got the committee's approval in writing. 3 weeks later, Vivian at my door, arms crossed, voice like a judge passing sentence. That color isn't approved. Showed her the committee email. She barely looked at it. The committee was mistaken. I'm overriding them. I paid the $500 fine, repainted. Didn't want headlines, sitting judge fighting over paint. But Vivian was just getting warmed up. Next 10 months, the fines came like clockwork. My driveway lights, wildflowers to stop erosion, but apparently unapproved landscaping, even my housekeeper Lucia's old Toyota. Then I saw what was really happening. Vivian hassled Lucia every time she drove through the gate, demanded papers, asked about her status, sent a formal letter. Domestic staff must park in service areas. There weren't any service areas. I wrote back, "This is discriminatory." Her answer, "I don't see color. I see violations." By month 10, I'd forked over $34,000 in fines, saved every receipt, every canceled check, every approval email. And then life changed. I got elected governor. 3 weeks in, I had to be in D.C. for a mandatory conference. Day 3, 6:47 a.m. The nightmare landed, final notice. Demolition approved. 4 hours. I was 1,800 miles away. I called my lawyer from a hotel bathroom, emergency injunction now. Courts aren't open. You're governor. Every judge in this state either worked with you or wants something from you. It'll look like you're abusing power. He was right. Helpless, angry, I could only watch. Then Dale, my neighbor, retired. Dennis, steadier hands than mine, called, "There's bulldozers at your gate." I heard them through the phone, diesel engines, the crunch of metal treads, the gravel Elaine and I spread by hand. Film everything, especially Vivian. 3 minutes later, video lands in my inbox. Excavator's claw punches through the atrium. Timber beams, Elaine's handwriting, still on the tags, snapping glass everywhere. Vivian in a white pantsuit, arms folded, sunglasses on. She smiled when the pool slid into the ravine. Dale caught it on camera. I sent it all to my lawyer and started making calls. Mariana Sodto, civil rights attorney fearless, just won $12 million against a sheriff's department for racial profiling. I saw the news. I'm so sorry. Don't be sorry. Be angry. I need you here tomorrow, 6 a.m. Next call, Kurt Bellamy, land use legend. That woman just broke half a dozen statutes. How many can we prove? All of them. Meet you at the house. Chartered a flight. Drove up the mountain in the dark. The smell hit me first, diesel and drywall, sharp as betrayal. But Elaine had a plan, fireproof safe buried under our bedroom. Combination was our anniversary. Inside her sketches, my ammunition, every check, every approval, every email. My dad always said bad guys think paperwork is boring. But boring wins trials. Vivian just lost. Mariana showed up in steel-toed boots, crime scene camera in hand. Kurt with his legal pads. They took photos, notes, muttered statute numbers. This is the cleanest HOA violation I've ever seen. No certified mail, no hearing demolition while you're out of state. This is a civil rights case and an HOA president's nightmare. News crews rolled up. Vivian gave her victory lap speech for Channel 7. No one is above the law. I waited until she was done, stepped into the shot. Before an HOA can demolish, they have to send 30 days written notice by certified mail. Hold a hearing. Let the owner defend themselves. I got an email at 6:47, 4 hours notice. No hearing, no certified mail. I showed them the stack of paid fines, $34,000. The rest, all projects approved in writing by your own committee. Kurt handed over the bylaws. President can't override without a board vote. Did you hold a vote? Silence. Mariana showed her phone, 18 homeowners ready to join a class action. Vivian retreated, but the real storm started then. Suddenly I was the villain. Rich governor cries over mansion. IRS audit, radio rants, social media memes. But we kept digging. Garrett did interviews in his old uniform, illegal by the way, calling my place a public nuisance. I went door to door, nobody filed complaints. Not even the ones who couldn't see my property. Iris, an elderly widow, broke down. Vivian had bullied her, threatened her, fined her for rose bushes 3 inches too tall. I thought when you became governor you'd fix this. But then they said you were the problem. I promised her never again. This was bigger than me, fines for everything from fences to cars to holiday lights. Kurt and Mariana built a crime novel of evidence. Vivian got desperate, offered campaign money to a state senator for stronger HOA laws. He recorded her. Her panic was showing. Then Kurt got the HOA's financials. 3 weeks of forensic accountant and a call at 11 p.m. You need to see this. Spreadsheets everywhere. $60,000 to Garrett's LLC, no work. $45,000 to Vivian's daughter. $75,000 fighting homeowners in court. And $127,000 collected for road work never paid to the contractor. Instead, it went to a Nevada LLC, Vivian and Garrett's. Embezzlement clear as day. She didn't bulldoze my house over fines. She did it because I was about to audit everything. And when intimidation didn't work, she tried to destroy me. The town hall meeting was set, evidence, witnesses, the press, a full house. That night I walked the ruins thinking of Elaine. It wasn't about revenge, it was justice. For everyone. We rehearsed, planned, backed up every file. Town hall night room, packed cameras, rolling 300 homeowners, journalists, police. Vivian tried to keep control, but the evidence rolled out. Fines paid. Demolition illegal. Discrimination on tape. Embezzlement proven by bank statements. Phyllis, the board member, stood up. I was never told about the demolition vote. You planned it weeks in advance. Homeowners erupted. Emergency vote, Vivian out. Garrett tried to leave with her, but the community stood up, blocked the door. Deputy Voss took statements, 40 people. The press swarmed in. By morning, the Attorney General was involved. FBI raids, civil suits, and within weeks, Vivian and Garrett were in handcuffs. Settlement came fast, $1.2 million. I rebuilt, set up a scholarship in Elaine's name. Ridgemont got a new board, new bylaws, real transparency. I testified for new state laws. Now HOAs had real oversight. Elaine's dream became everyone's victory. And that's the lesson. It's not about monuments or revenge. It's about what happens when regular people refuse to back down. When the system breaks, you push back until it bends. If you've ever been crushed by an HOA or any small-time tyrant, tell your story below. Share your line in the sand. The fight for justice never really ends, but damn, some nights it sure feels good to win. So what do you think? Should HOAs have the power to destroy a person's home? Where's the line between protecting property values and destroying lives? Drop your story, your opinion, or your own fight for justice in the comments. And if you want to hear what happened with Carla and that fracking company, stick around. We're just getting started.